Introducing aPriori.
So what are the workflow steps that we propose in this next value stream that we at Carrier are investing so much time into? Well, as I said, design teams use the PLM system integration to get instant feedback. We can look at this to do carbon and cost avoidance data sets, because now as they go through the PLM system, we'll see on each revision, all right, does the cost get better? Does the carbon assessment get better? And this can all feed back into the PLM system, which of course then we can generate more data around, more analytics. The cost engineering team is then able to manage the cost models and check parts. Really right now, the value engineering team has been traditionally a should cost team, as I said. That needs to transform. They can't just be a should cost team. It can't be just you get a request from somebody and then they send you a part to tear down or you work on a new design. It has to be something bigger. It has to be that your team is actually the cost data personnel that manage that on a day-to-day basis, and all they should really be doing is maybe some competitor analysis, certainly, but also they should be looking at it from a perspective of, what do I need to do to get design engineers and sourcing to work together better? They need to be the people behind the scenes making this seamless transformation. And then you have your procurement team sending parts to the appropriate suppliers based on the models. Even if you don't have a zero RFQ agreement, I think there's a misconception that if you have that, then you're golden. If you don't, well, you're out of luck. That's not true at all. If you have the model, if you have the cost model coming out of aPriori, then you can make better decisions on which suppliers you should go to. The key thing to remember is that now that you have all this data, you got to do something with it. It can't just sit there. And I think in the traditional sense, most companies, that's what they do. They generate data, it sits around, and then they pat themselves on the back and say, job well done. It's not enough anymore to do that. You have to actually use the data, and that's why we propose that procurement teams use this data to make better assessments on which suppliers, more strategic suppliers, do we go to? Who's the least carbon intensive supplier? Who's the closest one from a lead time perspective? These are the questions that you can now answer using aPriori data. Suppliers receiving in manufacturable parts faster. I mean, it's no secret, as I said, we're an old company, so sometimes we have designs that I would say are probably not as kosher as they once were in these times. And because of that, they're not being able to manufacture without extreme cost being baked in just because it's such an old design. So using using AP design and these tools, now we're able to make manufacturable parts right on up front. This doesn't mean that you don't do your traditional manufacturing analysis, but this is kind of like the quick step that you can do right away and you send it out the door a little bit faster. That's all we're talking, trying to get it out the door just that much faster. And then of course, AP Workspace, we're extremely excited about this new tool. Being able to collaborate across the tool just in my own team, it's going to be a game changer for us. This is something that we've been looking forward to for a very long time coming from aPriori, and being in the cloud is how this is now empowering us. And then of course, parts being purchased at a fair cost, and also enhanced analytical data is readily available for anybody to look at across the business.
aPriori, making profitability and sustainability a reality for a better world.